Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well today. It is the weekend for most. I know some people like Merc, I believe, work today, but due to it being Monday, for him. But I figured I'd do some nice little racing games and demos and stuff like that this evening. Let me fix this up real quick so the music starts playing through. I think this is what it is. There we go. Looks like it's fairly quiet, though. There we go. Hopefully that sounds alright. But yeah, this is the playtest for Super-Yooka Laylee kart. This had just dropped this Friday. I got to play around with it a little bit. I haven't gotten around to putting in the feedback or anything like that, because I wanted to play through more today. So I got this. I got a few other racing demos and maybe even like some more Stardew Valley or something like that later on. But right now there's only a select amount of carts available. I'm not sure how many the full game will actually have. It'd be definitely cool to see. But I played around with a few characters so far. I've played with these two. I've played with Dr. Quack, Vendy, and Laylee. Wait, let's start off with Laylee. Right now, it's just 2 tracks, and they're only time trial only at the moment. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of like share my thoughts and inputs as we go along. And you can kind of see it's kind of like inspired by like Super Mario Kart or like Mario Kart Game Boy Advanced in a way. I'm definitely interested in seeing how the full game will work, because obviously it's going to be like Grand Prix and everything like that, where you have items and AI, of course, to play against with. But I'm glad at least they sent out like a little play tester, like a little teaser for those to test out the racing mechanics itself. I think for the most part it's solid, but I do have some little things to note. There's a really funky fisheye lens effect when you boost, and like you're drifting and boosting. That's a little nauseating, even for me. Oh shit. Like it kind of like distorts the map a little bit, which can throw me off a little. Because it goes from feeling like it's a flat surface to kind of like it curved. Yeah, let's retry. So far for a map design, I like the layout of this one. It's very basic though. I feel like it's a little, like obviously it's probably prone to change due to playtest versus full release. But I feel like there's just a little bit too little going on in the map. And then it's just a little overwhelming having all the particle effects and stuff in this one little corner of the map. Like obviously there's like the little rainbow and stuff at the beginning, but there's no real other things in this map going on. But out of the two maps, I do like this one. I wasn't too fond of the second map. There's just everything was too slidey. It's kind of almost like ice physics in a way, like mud physics. And that level has a lot of stuff going on at once. But driving feels very solid. It feels really good. So they definitely nailed it on the driving aspect. Change characters out. So far, I've really liked playing as Laylee. I'm gonna go Trouser Snake. See this map again. I don't know how long we'll be going on for this demo, but I kind of want to play like a good amount. Be able to really feel how like the controls and everything play. But ultimately, if I had to take something out of the time I've played so far, I wish you could have a accessibility option to toggle off the fisheye lens effect. Other than that, I think it's fairly solid. But I've always kind of wanted a nice little Super Mario Kart, or like I kind of would closer say this is more like the Super Mario, or not Super Mario, Mario Kart Game Boy Advance version. Feels more like that for me. I was kind of always wanting one similar to it that actually played really nice. So I think this is definitely going to scratch an itch. Let's change the track out. Let's go to the marsh demo, which I'm not too big into. But maybe with some extra play testing, I'll like it. But you can kind of really see the warbly effect, like the little fisheye distortion lens effect happening in this map. Also, you can see that there's a lot of like weird off-road drifting happening when you just do slight turns on the grass. I'm not too big into it. I do kind of hope though that like that may be like, oh, maybe they'll have characters that can handle these like grassy patches better. So it gives you a reason to use certain characters. But I'm not quite sure. I don't know what all characters will be releasing in the game fully, so I can't really say for sure. Yeah, I think if the warbly effect and maybe there was a little bit reduction on just how slippery this track feels, I think I'd probably like this one. I think I like the layout. I think the layout's pretty cool. But that's definitely something I'd change, with the just those two effects. Because I had some characters where they were like completely sliding all around the map. But I like that this one has more like trees and stuff going on. Also, I must say the backgrounds, like the little backgrounds that follow you, they're really beautiful. I really like them. Oh shit. But like with this, I'm not even hitting down the drift button. You can see where it's normal there, but then come here and you slide around really hard. But so far, I really like how the backgrounds are designed. Change out of character. There we go. And then I'll show off some of the other settings that are currently available too. Just like the general options and stuff like that. Because right now there's generally not too much. Like there's just there's some very basic ones. So I'm hoping we're able to see some extra settings added in. Be even cool to have like maybe a retro filter or something like that. But yeah, I do really hope this game gets some good traction for it, because it seems like it's going to be pretty fun. Fortunately, I'm not too versed in the ukulele lore. I played a little bit of one, but back then when it had came out, I was having this disastrous bug that would lock my camera to the tutorial section in the game, and no matter what, like, it just would not snap back to me. And it was funny too, because like it would let me get up until like the main hub's lair, and then it would just warp right back to the tutorial, and it was just stuck there. So I didn't really play too much of the first one. I did play a lot of the sequel though, the Donkey Kong Country inspired platformer. That one's really cool. I really like the concept of that one. Also, I must note as well, this game has D-pad support, so it's already a plus in my book, because I feel like more and more modern games remove D-pad support for racing games. But personally, I really love using a D-pad. I like swapping between D-pad and control stick. Nope. One thing I do hope as well is I would like to see maybe some sort of effect that would play when you go out of bounds, because it kind of just warps you, as you can see there. I'd love to see like a quick little spin logo like they do when you exit or enter new areas in Yooka-Laylee or like Banjo-Kazooie. Swap out characters. Let's do some more marsh demo. But I think that'd be really cool. Like, it doesn't... Oh, shit. It doesn't have to, take up a bunch of time. It could be really, really fast. But I think it would just be nice to convey that it's like, oh, shit, you have gone out of bounds. Because I've had some points where, like, this game's out of bounds can be fairly funky. Like, I've driven through water before, and it's fine. Like, the water on this side. But, like, touching random spots of water will just instantly warp you back to the stage. I'm actually surprised this damn mini fridge is my best record here. But I hope we see a lot of quirky maps. I hope we see stuff, like, as much as I'm like, oh, I'm not really too big into the spinning out effect of this level, I hope we see things like this more. Not this spinny out effect, kind of. But I'd love to just see more quirky things that, like, you have to actually learn the map. Because when I first started playing this, I was getting very confused on things. Because, like, oh, like, the patches of grass kind of go out in random directions. It was throwing me off at first, but then it was like I started learning the map. It's like, oh, okay, it's just... it's laid out for you in a way you can understand. You just have to, like, actually put more than, like, 2 minutes into the, into playing the map. Later tonight as well, I may play some more Ballistic NG. I ended up downloading a bunch of different little mods for it. I was playing around with them a bit, making sure they wouldn't crash the game or anything like that. So I have dabbled in some of these maps, but I think it'd be fun to go through them on stream later on. Alright, that's now my best time. I do like being able to see people's best times on here too. It'd be really cool if you'd be able to download their ghost data too. I think that'd be fun. Like, people could either upload it or they choose not to. Because, like, that'd be really cool for like learning how to speedrun and stuff like that. I have no idea what's going on with the AI behind this menu right now. Holy shit. He is geeking out in the mud. But yeah, when it comes to the ukulele lore or like in-game worlds and stuff like that, I don't fully know what this is based off of. So there could be like a cool theming that I am missing. But I don't know what the theming is based off for the two available levels. And then I will reiterate as well, the longer you kind of get to know these maps, the better you are at understanding how the controls feel. Even if I'm not fond of how easy it is to spin out on this track, it does get easy to learn how to play it after a while. do wonder how much this game's gonna be when it comes out, because I'd definitely be interested in playing more of it. Oh shit. Oh, there goes my time. Because I'd be down to do like a stream or two of this game. And it's been a lot of fun just finding random racing games, so this is definitely going to be like a welcome addition. I do hope the coins, I actually don't know what the coins fully do. I have to assume they don't speed you up at all. But I do hope the coins have like unlocks tied behind them. Like, I don't know, maybe different colored carts or something like that. Or like alternate skins. Or how even like tracks and characters hidden behind them. I think that'd be cool. I'd love to see this have like things that you actually need to unlock. And like collect stuff to unlock. There we go. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. Definitely excited to see more stuff. I purposely also have been avoiding looking at some stuff too, just for the sake of like being able to experience it like firsthand. Let's go back to the first track. But yeah, I like the look of the second map. I like the controlling, or like the on-road controls and layout of this one. Like that whole background effect looks so beautiful. Like that stuff, the water looks really nice. The little closer effects too in the backdrops, like really nice, really top tier. But I do wish there was a little bit more in this map. Maybe this is just kind of like the Mario circuit of this game, so it makes sense why it's a little bit more empty. But it wouldn't hurt to have like one or two more things over in like that little section. Because like these trees look really nice. I'll stop and kind of admire them. The trees look really nice, but then you kind of get this just very barren spot. I think it would be nice to have like, I don't know, maybe even something in the background, like it past these little gates. I think that would be cool, even if there's nothing added to the map itself. Because when you hit here, it's like it feels a little barren. And then maybe a little less particle effects. Maybe. I was about to say, it's like, how the hell did I catch up to him? Oh, I won. Or that one won. Cause it kind of feels like all of the particle effects for this map are saved for that one little spot. It would be nice to have them in a few other areas. We're gonna go next. We've been one of each. I do wonder how many characters we'll actually get. I have no idea who Corplet is. I have to assume he's like a basic grunt enemy in the game. He feels very much like those little sailors that are like yeah in Banjo. shit. I threw my item? Wait a minute. Let's see. I know you can hold this shit down too, which is kind of interesting. Interesting. That changes things a bit. That's actually kind of neat. You can throw a boost down for yourself. I wonder if there's any payoff to doing that. Like if you get extra boost for doing that or what. Because you can also hold it behind you too. You can hold it behind you like shells in Mario Kart. I kind of like that little bit of extra complexity with the items. Yeah, sometimes if you touch water a little too close, so it's like, oh, I thought I could get back on the track. It'll throw you back. One like that side's fine, but the other side has been prone to like that. Like it'll just send you right back. Maybe it could be a little more forgiven on that. I'm glad that it is fairly quick though, and it's not like Super Mario 64. Where that bozo comes down, picks you up, lifts you, and then drops you, and then you sit there for a second. I'm glad it is like fairly instantaneous. Because these are small maps too, so it's very much fitting that like you want to be back on the track as quickly as possible. I think that's fun. I'll try to squeeze as much time as I can into this. Let's change the track around. Let's go back to the marsh. Because I want to be able to get a good amount of time into it before I give the general feedback. Because there's a whole feedback tab and everything that they request. Hey, welcome in, Grim. What's going on with Spain? I hope you're doing well this weekend. My stream ended up being a little bit delayed. Holy fuck, that was bright. Jesus Christ. Why is it so bright? I had some extra work stuff I need to stay and fix up before getting ready for it. I'll read that in just a second. I like how responsive the coin collecting is. As silly as it sounds, it's just nice that it's like a nice little indicator and pops up, and it's not like too bright or in your face or anything like that. I think they nailed the coin pickups really well. They just won the World Cup final 1-0 after extra time. Interesting. Yeah, I've not followed up on anything with that. And it's really funny too because like I have friends that usually aren't into anything sport related whatsoever, and they're keeping up with it. I'm like, damn, this thing must be really big. But when it comes to sport ball and stuff like that, I've never really been able to keep up with it. But I'm glad it seems like it's been a really, really nice event, though. Yeah, it's close to my time. Definitely beat this one. I mean, with this Hispanic consumer model, I know a lot of painters are keeping up. Yeah, that's very fair. Yeah, because normally a lot of people I work with, they're always big into sports, so like I was already expecting them. But like friends of mine who like never ever interact with anything sport related have been talking about, it's like, huh, it's interesting how it just captivated so many people. Oh, I missed the boost. I was gonna hope I was gonna hit it. I wonder if I could actually do a boost right through that so I don't have to drift through it. I have to try that. I'll see if I can get a good run this attempt. And then the next one I'll do some testing with that. I do really like the fact that it is 5 laps each. I think that's pretty... Oh shit. Fucked up. You know what? We're gonna do it now. Okay, that does work. Perfect. I do like the fact that it is 5 laps each. It's nice because these maps are fairly small. Even like the bigger one here. It's nice to not just do like the same three lap formula. Damn it, I missed again. No, I missed. I think if I didn't have that mess up with the boost earlier, I'd be beating this time. I'm able to keep up with it, but if I just tap the one boost in the map, I think I'd actually be able to win. Here we go. I do love the fact that the little hop for the drift can be utilized for the map too. And I think they threw that there for you to like get acquaintance with actually using it. But yeah, there we go. I change out characters. I'll go with Laylee again. But yeah, I'll go for this a little longer, and then I'll swap out to some other demos. So I've got Star Racer. That game's been out for a little bit, I believe. That game is a love letter to the Super Nintendo version of F-Zero, which is personally my favorite version of F-Zero. So I'm very excited to play through some more of that. I was actually messing around with it. You know, good amount of stuff to mess around with in the demo. So I got that. There's another game that's very N64 slash GameCube F-Zero inspired too, that people really like. Dang, 30 streams. Holy shit. That's wild. Thank you for that. Holy shit. I didn't realize that, like, you had been watching that many. Yo, thank you very much for that. Holy hell. Merc had a pretty nice watch streak as well, but the only thing that messed him up was I was streaming early some days while he was asleep. Oh, also to note, my streaming schedule may be a little flipped this week. Depends. I had to, due to some stuff that was going on, I swapped over with one of my employees, for their day off, because they needed to attend something. Oh shit, I fucked up. They needed to do something that was important, so I swapped over. So instead of me doing the end of the week, I gave him those shifts, and then I'll be working this early week. Because usually, generally for the most part, early in the week there's nothing really needed for like me to come in and do, whereas like later on is when there's a bunch of extra stuff, like general management duties and shit like that, and like truck. But he really needed the shift swap and still the hours, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine with doing that. Ended up power washing the store today. It was actually fairly decent out. Like the last few days have just been shit. It's been real poop shit. So it's been like you got the smog coming in from Canada. You got the extreme humidity, and it's nearly like, I believe it was actually 100 Fahrenheit this week. And it ended up pouring really bad last night, so I had to cancel the stream because it was so windy, dude. The wind was so bad that it was flickering our power, and I was like, I'm not gonna risk doing that. But today it was a nice crisp like 75 to 80. So I went out there, did some power washing on the store. That was a fun time. I always enjoy power washing. I used to do power washing stuff a long time ago, before I had my my back injury. So it's kind of nice getting to mess around with a power washer again, because I generally enjoyed doing that stuff. It's very fun just seeing the cleanliness of like shit after you spray it for a little bit. It's so satisfying. Also, I'll read comments in just a second. Oh shit. A lot of me are making them up when I wake up on late night ones. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, a lot of the world in some aspects had rain yesterday. Most of Japan was in a storm. Jesus Christ. That's nutty. Yeah, like it was actually fairly decent out today. It was a little bit cloudy, but it didn't really have too much going on. So I ended up walking to work because, like, dude, it's been so bad. I've been like getting rides and shit to work because I'm like, I'm not gonna walk out in this smog. Like, that shit just like burns your eyes and your mouth or your throat. Just being out there for a few minutes. Like, even if my walk to work is fairly quick, I'm like, I'm not gonna spend time walking. think I grabbed one other demo as well. But after all that, I'll have the Ballistic NG modded maps and shit like that too. So there's definitely some fun ones in there. There are a lot of really talented modders for Ballistic NG. Also, something fun I saw the other day is that NoClip website I always talk about. They added new maps. They added new games and stuff like that. Like Ratchet and Clank 1 has been added to NoClip. It's still an experimental, but it has been added. I think there's a few more things too. Some like I think the World of Warcraft, or yeah, what's it called? World of Warcraft map I think got touched up or something like that. And they added a few new games too, and like some experimental tests, which is really cool. I like that we're side by side. Aw. That was a decent start too. Oh well. They're dropping my my drift there. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I wasn't holding down the direction the right way just then. Or maybe I hit like a patch of dirt or something like that, which caused it to stop drifting. Oh, if I could just hit that boost pad, I'd be solid. I'd be getting some really good speed. Something I have noticed, though, is the longer you kind of play, the more the game starts to stutter. I don't know if that's just because this mountain of particle effects over here or what, but I have noticed that I'm seeing more stuttering on my gameplay. Alright, neat. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. So definitely excited to see when like the full thing comes out. Go through a few more and then we can swap over to Star Racer. But yeah, I believe generally the character classes all have the same stats. So like if you're like a heavy class, you're gonna share the same ones with all the other characters. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any distinguishable things about the stats currently available. But so far, Laylee has definitely been my favorite character to play as. She's just a good, nice little balance over all the other quirks of like the heavy racers and shit like that, like the drifters or like the ones that primarily focus on acceleration. But yeah, I'll wait till after the stream to send in the feedback report to them. But I'll share my ending thoughts here. I think it could be very solid. Um, I'm hoping that there is like a good amount of tracks, and my personal wish list would be seeing um, things that you can unlock with like coins and like maybe even like little cheat codes and stuff like that too. Like I think that'd be fun. You don't really see too many kart racers that have like actual cheat codes in them. I think that'd be fun. It's like, oh, you could have like big racers or like unlimited boosts or shit like that. Just fun little things. I do hope they add some video settings that fixes up the warbly effect when you drift and turn. That's probably like the big thing I don't like, is just how full on it can be at times. I like the results track music. That shit's kind of fun. But yeah, I'll supply them with that later on, so you can put it right in there. I'll show this off one more time. So, you got your languages, your display. Definitely hope there's more for either like the display or like the sound effect, or not sound effect, accessibility. I wouldn't mind seeing one for voice as well. Personally, the voices didn't bother me at all, but it would be nice to have that, because a lot of modern games have voice sound effect tweakers as well. And hopefully we see some more settings. I don't believe you can actually change the controls at all at the moment. I'm hoping that like the full release ends up letting you. I could be wrong, but you can see I can't really press anything. All characters have the same top speed, the only different weight, grip, and acceleration. That's interesting to know. Ooh, okay. When using the third tier of drift boost, you can cut corners with no speed loss. That's actually really cool to learn. But yeah, I'm definitely hoping we see more from this. More characters, obviously, more tracks. But yeah, like hidden characters you have to like unlock by completing certain things or like spending coins and shit like that. I think that'd be fun. So, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Definitely a really, really fun modern little kart racer. So let me do something real quick. Turn that off. Oh, one thing to note as well. You have to start this game with the controller turned on. If you try turning your controller on afterwards, it just does not. You have to restart on your own. Yeah, it takes just a second for it to load up. There we go. Turn this back on. Hey, welcome in, KZ Demon. Good seeing you. Hope you're doing well today. Let me fix up this audio capture real quick. There we go. Oh, you shitting me? Come on. Why did it do that? It had the controller support and then immediately turned it off. There we go. There we go. Now it's working better. Let's do some novice. This shit's really, really cool. There's even unlockable characters in the demo too, which blew me away. I thought that shit was really fun. Oh, no, I don't want, I think I should be able to just boot him out. Hopefully I can boot him out. Is there a way for me to do it? No, I don't want this. There we go. It looks like it's a little too quiet. Oh, that's a little too loud. That'd be a little too loud. There we go. But yeah, this game really, really slaps. I had such a fun time. I'll probably pick up this game to stream more at some point too. But I wanted to show off just how much the demos actually include. Let me turn this up. There we go. Hopefully that won't be too loud. Alright, now I gotta relearn the controls after going from ukulele. But you got like your speed boosts and everything like that too. So you can, I think there's a form of drifting too, if I recall. There's also these little flying segments that you can target people and attack. I thought that was really cool. For this game, I did change my controls to have it where I have it auto accelerate, because when you're in the air, it starts auto accelerating for you anyway, so you can fire your weapon. So I was like, you know what, if it's something I have to actively worry about, like going from holding down the button to not to holding it back down again, I'll just enable it, because I do really like having that as an option. I'm glad that a lot of games do actually include auto accelerate. I think the other demo I have too also allows for that. But yeah, if you've played F-Zero like on Super Nintendo before, then for the most part you're going to grasp how this game plays, with the caveat of the extra little flying segments. I've actually not played with this this kart before. Hey, nice. If I recall, you can do some pretty dummy damage by bashing into them too. You have two forms of attack on the ground. You've got like this little spin attack. I like the fact that you actually get some range on it. And then you've got like your dash attack. I can't figure out. I think you have to do like a certain input for it to like dash to the side. But I like the fact that there's a few different ways to be able to attack and shit. Let's see. Do I have any Grand Prix stuff? Let's go with the obvious Captain Falcon. But yeah, you get a good amount of tracks for the demo, and then you get like unlock characters too. Like I believe the one for that, the one I just played, you actually had to beat it in a race to be able to unlock it, which I thought was really cool. And then also you get something called capsules. What they are is your attacks. So your attacks are separate to your energy. But yeah, I believe this game's only like $10 too, and it feels phenomenal. It's got a whole animated intro as well, like an OVA intro kind of. So they put a lot of love into it. And then you can decide if you want to stay in the air. You can actually take some like gnarly shortcuts if you really want. But at the cost of your energy depleting the longer you're up there. Hopefully the audio's not too quiet or anything. This is a very quiet track, I've noticed. But I like seeing what other people can kind of come up with inspired genres. Ooh, I'm bouncing pretty hard. Hey, there we go.
Select your racer. Hippie Rose. Hippie Rose. Select course.
I do like how pick up and play it is too. It's almost got like a little profile system similar to like Smash Bros or like the open source Guitar Hero clone, like Clone Heroes and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. There's also different palettes that you can unlock for your vehicles as well. I don't know if it changes up your stats at all, but how's this? Oh, you can lock your capsules. I don't know what you would do, what you need to lock them up for, but it's interesting. But there's a good amount of stuff that you can unlock in this from what I've seen. So I think this would be a really fun game just to go through on stream fully at some point. Give it the attention it deserves. Ooh, that's a little rough. Oh, there I go. Uh-oh. But yeah, as much as I like F-Zero, they were never really games I was good at. The only one I was actually really nice, or like good at, was, well, bad example. The only one I was good at was, the SNES version. I really, really love the Super Nintendo version of F-Zero. It's like the N64 and GameCube ones are amazing. They're fantastic. But they were just a little bit too much for me. Where it's like the Super Nintendo version is like the one that just worked out the best for me. Which I had such a fun time when F-Zero 99 came out. That shit was so cool. I wish they would have let you like buy a little expansion that just essentially modernized the original F-Zero. Like, even if it was just single player, I think that would have been... Jesus Christ! That would have been really cool. Well, shit.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Actually want these. Ooh, that's got a little bit of like an ice physics to it when you hit them. Holy shit. I do like if you get knocked off the stage, you kind of do get a little bit of a fighting chance to get back on. I like how floaty the physics are. I do got to get used to the drifts though. I'm so used to having drifts on the triggers and not the bumpers. Oh, there I go.
You've fallen behind.
I do wish this game went a little bit more into attacks. Because you get the really fun, kind of almost Star Fox-like controls and shooting in the air. But when you're on the ground, the only thing you can do is attacks that are like near you. You don't have any projectile range things.
Watch your energy.
Ah, fuck. There we go. Yeah, I got 14th.
Select your racer.
Let me go back to this one. I like the way this car controls. Let's see. So we've done that. We're going this one. Did we do this one? Yeah, I did not do this one. I think that previous one was probably like one of my least favorite tracks out of the demo. But it's still pretty fun.
2, 1, go!
Ah, shit. It's always interesting that, like, F-Zero as a genre kind of went more into physical bumping into carts to attack, whereas Wipeout went into the projectile range.
You've fallen behind.
Keep hitting the triggers to try to boost. I wonder if I can change the controls. Control overlay, show controls, controller. TX controls. I don't think it's going to let me change them, unfortunately. But I do like how many different settings there are. Like, there's accessibility, and I'm always really big about accessibility stuff. Even if I don't need it, there's more people than just me in this world. I think the more accessibility settings and options and stuff like that, the better. Ooh, I'm out of capsules. Man, the flying sections slap. They're really fun. I hope there's more levels in the base game that just exclusively tackles these flying segments too. I'd also love to see this get a Switch release. I don't believe this is currently on the Switch. That's usually like where I like to have all of my racing games. Usually if I do like action games, I'll do like PlayStation. Usually I'll put my games on PlayStation for action games or like shooters. First person shooters I primarily do my PC for. And then like the Switch I'll like to have racing games, because racing games are just so easy and accessible to just, oh fuck, they're so easy and accessible just to like take with you anywhere and set up for like friends to play and shit like that. So that's why I always like to have racing games on there. Plus having first person shooter controls on like Joy-Cons suck. Even if you can put other controllers with it, if you're out and about, it just does not work. I think we got, what do we got left? So we did that one. Got one more track. But yeah, I'll definitely pick up this game at some point. As I gladly play through more of it. Ooh, shit. It's interesting that there's no collision outside the map. I don't know if that's intentional to make it look kind of janky or what. Oh shit, that's magnets. I was like, what the hell is that? I was curious because I was like, I don't know if it would give me like a recharge on my my capsules or what. No, it's a magnet. It'll suck you in. Because this is kind of like ice physics. Oh my god, I look away and I fall off the edge. I do like the animation of when you break, you're actively slamming into the ground. I think that's a fun little touch. This car does not have any real drift to it, I'll say. So far, I've only really liked the default car. Oh, you know what, that works. I think. Nope, nope. Aww. You're shitting me. Come on. Yeah, I think this is my least favorite map now that I'm playing it. Let me get out of this dog shit car. Let me get this one. Some of these vehicles either feel really, really good to control or they're just terrible. That's one thing I will note. Maybe I'm just missing something on them. But like this car just like feels fantastic to control. Like, no complaints at all from this one. Holy shit. So you can see it's actively pulling you. I do like the fact you get little visual effects too around your vehicle that kind of indicates what's going on. Like when you hit this, it'll kind of show you that like it's a little spacey, like you got some ice physics going on. That does not give you enough speed. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this map. This map's not fun. You don't turn quick enough for what it's worth. Plus, there's no real flying segments. I like when they do the flying segment inclusions. But also keep in mind, too, I'm just generally not the greatest at these type of games, so take my opinion with a grain of salt with them. There we go. Oh, shit. I was kind of wanting some health. I'll still take the boost. There we go. Get some here. There we go. Got third. I was surprised I was able to get back from that. But yeah, this game's really, really solid. I definitely recommend it. It's only like $10 too. And it's so easy to set up. You can literally play mouse and keyboard. Or I guess keyboard. You can play keyboard, controller, stuff like that. So even if you just have a controller and a keyboard, you're able to still do multiplayer. I have to assume there's like Grand Prix and stuff like that too in the full release and everything. But you can set up your profiles. I think that has like settings saved to it and everything like that. But yeah, this was a very solid game. Really, really enjoyed playing through it. And then I think we got one more demo, which would be Air GPX. This game really slaps. I played a little bit of this. Oh, come on. There we go. Likes to swap over to my monitor I don't use. There we go. I think this game has a little bit of an issue with the audio, so I'll keep it low. Because I'm pretty sure when I was playing this the other night, it goes from quiet to loud as hell. I do think I may rock the default. These are sick. I love the fact they have like real cars, like real cars, like actual just vehicles in this. I think that's a sick little touch. Not everything's like these super aerodynamic super speeders. Some of them are genuinely just based off of like actual vehicles and shit like that. Planes, Wipeout. It's like you got F-Zero, you got a bit of like Wipeout here. You got a fucking boat car. I do prefer just using the standard car, though, I'll be honest. Um, the Mario option's always going to be solid, especially if you're just new to a game. I also have acceleration auto on too, which is really nice. Unfortunately, no D-pad support by default, so that's a knock for me. But it does feel really great. It's also got flying segments, but I don't believe there's anything you can actually do while you're in the air besides just fly. But this game's got a gnarly knockback effect too, which is sick. You can do some real good damage hitting at opponents into walls. I've had where I've killed a racer with a single knock against like a perfectly timed wall. But yeah, this demo also offers a lot. I think it's normally like 20 bucks US. For those who may be interested. Your drift is also tied to your triggers, which I really like. I also really appreciate the fact that you actually have just your own separate boost meter compared to your health. I think that's really sick. I really like that. Yeah, this game feels so buttery smooth. It is unreal. But yeah, this is the closest that you'd probably ever get to a an F-Zero X sequel. Like, it's genuinely just fantastic. I love to actually play this with the wheel controller and shit if it worked through Raphnex. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, look, I obliterated him. Single tap into a perfectly timed wall. I do like the fact that it's like, while you get a boost meter so you don't have to worry about your health with boosting, you are like very, very weak. It is very possible to die from like 1 or 2 taps. I think that's a perfect trade-off to having a boost system. Yeah, this shit slaps. It gets a full recommendation from me. Even from somebody who doesn't really play too much F-Zero stuff. But in general, I never really played too many high-speed sci-fi racers. But for me, I've generally enjoyed playing Wipeout more than F-Zero. And for this is fantastic. I really, really love how this plays. This is just a phenomenal racing game. I generally don't have any qualms playing it at all either, besides the D-pad. But like, if you consider just the D-pad not being on by default as like the worst offense, like, you know, you got it pretty solid. But I love how cheesy the announcer is. I love the music. I love all the sound effects for this game. everything just works beautifully. They did a phenomenal job.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh shit, I'm being dumb. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. It's kind of funny to me that all of the F-Zero inspired games try to have flying segments though. As like such a reoccurring thing I've learned. But I think both this and Star Racer does it very tastefully. Oh shit, I'm being dumb. Lap 2, keep going. This would be a phenomenal game to see on Switch. I don't know if we'd ever see it, but it would genuinely be like awesome. I'd play a ton of it on Switch. Because generally, like, all the games I'm always interested in that come out aren't ever on that platform. So, I kid you not, it just kind of just... My Switch will collect dust sometimes. Like, we got some games that we'll play on it. Like, especially when we go hang over with friends and stuff. But, we played a ton of Tamagotchi Life this year. I think both of us collectively put over 100 hours into it. Because it was funny, at one point, I was streaming it to the Discord, and just a bunch of friends were just sitting watching. Because I make Miis based off of like friends and shit. And I'm really, really good at it. I'm really good at keeping it like stylized to Miis, but you're able to look at them and go, oh fuck, I know who that is. So we were playing a ton of that, and then my spouse had their own island. And then the other thing I've been playing a lot of was Deltarune. Because like chapter 3 and 4, they were phenomenal. Just ended up playing through chapter 5 this last week. It was okay. It was definitely a letdown for me. However, the little goobers I do have on the screen, those little bird-like enemies, or not enemies, little bird friends, they come from it. They're called Kakas, and holy fuck, I love them so much. I just spent 6 hours last night, because I ended up waking up early, because I went to bed the second, like, I saw the storms and shit, because I was like, GG. I spent 6 hours before work, working on actually pulling all the sprites and assets for them out of Deltarune to be able to render at higher quality, because currently the only renders that actually are for those sprites are very low res. So, oh fuck. So I went and pulled some really high quality renders to them. That I'll probably end up uploading online so more people have access to it. But what I did is I ended up taking all those renders, all those little sprites, and I combined them into like a whole bunch of random videos and random events that can happen. Right now they're stagnant. They just loop they loop 1 or 2 videos. But I have it that they can walk around and like interact with the overlays and shit like that, because I love them so much. They're genuinely one of my favorite things to exist in a game, I feel. And they make fun little noises too. Final lap. Always gotta have a big blue map in these F-Zero like games. like required by law. He is getting me pretty well. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. Good shit. I think there's only one Grand Prix available, I think, for the demo. All right. But there's a good amount of tracks for it. I don't know how many, but I'm going to guess like 5 to 7 maybe. At least what it feels like.
3, 2, 1, go!
Instantly dead. Holy shit. Like, that's insane. Holy fuck, what am I doing? But yeah, if I get some extra funds, right now I'm kind of being like a little reserved on funds at the moment because we got like the odd retro console coming out, which is a few hundred, and then we just ended up putting a bunch of money into like a really nice guinea pig cage. Since our little piggies have grown up a lot, so we wanted to get them a nice large enclosure. For those who may not, holy shit, that's burn damage. Jesus Christ. For those that may not know, guinea pigs get fucking big, like really, really big. They're not like massive to a point that they're like rabbits, but you do need to hold them with like 2 hands. And the original cage we had for them is perfect for baby guinea pigs, but not for adult guinea pigs. So that'll be coming in at some point. I ended up getting them some new enclosure stuff too. Like I got them a new little hideaway. And what the fuck? And some like new treats and stuff. But yeah, ultimately, once I get the whole thing worked on, I literally heard them make those little goober noises and like was staring intently at these little caw-caws for like 6 hours, and I'm still not sick of hearing them. Once they're fully finished, they'll be able to do stuff like they'll dip down, they'll teleport around, they'll interact, they'll walk around, all kinds of stuff. I thought they were just fun. I love them. I'd love to have more little interactive things on my stream too. Like I'd love to have like a little Pikachu or something like that being able to interact. So I love this sound effect. I can't remember what game exactly uses the same one, but it sounds similar to Tony Hawk's American Wasteland and NASCAR Thunder 2003. I love the way that game's menus sound. So, big thumbs up for me on that. Also, just love how many different sound effects you can get that you can tweak. Menu music, in-game music, sound effects, in-game sound effects, announcer, and the jet engine. That shit's cool. That's what a lot of racing games should genuinely, honestly have nowadays. But I believe you should be able to just, yeah, you can digital turn. So you can actually put these on if you want. So I think that's awesome. Got a bunch of accessibility settings, which I love. You can fix the field of view as well, which is honestly what the ukulele cart should have. Let's see, do we got any other levels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it was 5. Well, let's do a time trial. Those are the maps I really liked. Let's do a default. And let's rock a different vehicle. Some of these I feel like they're a little bit too situational. However, this is me saying this with 5 maps. Like these where it's like it's primarily flying. I feel like they're very too situational. Same thing with kind of like combat. Like they can be some pretty rough stats for combat when you don't really do it too much. I could very much be wrong though. So do take that with a grain of salt. However, I want to mess around with some of these vehicles. Let's do some time trials. Let's see if how they perform against each other. So like I'll start off with the plane, and I'll go to like a drifter, and then I'll go to like an all-rounder, shit like that. Just see how they feel. Oh, having D-pad support's amazing. Always frustrated me that a lot of modern games ditched being able to do digital support. Because I love my digital control. It just feels so nice. And it's like I would rather have both options instead of like, oh, if it was just digital only. Because I like being able to go from like having more precise turns to like instant clicks. This song fucks too, by the way. So great. Final lap. But yeah, like it started happening with Need for Speed, I believe, since Underground 2. It's like they have the map and everything that you can view with the D-pad. But fortunately you can't change it at all. Like, man, I really, really love being able to, like, just switch between what I want. The same thing goes with Tony Hawk. Like, imagine if you just had a Tony Hawk game that you could only do digital, or you could only do analog. Okay, let's try this now. Solar Race. So, we've gone with him. Let's go with this big behemoth. Don't know if it records ghost data. Maybe I overlooked something. But it would be cool to have ghost data. I believe it does. But maybe either this version doesn't offer it, or I didn't select it or something like that. I actually don't know if you get anything specific for following the line itself. I don't think you do. I think it's just a nice little induction of where you're supposed to be. There we go. Here we go. The course. Yeah, no ghost data. Okay. Yeah, so you can do it, but I guess just not in this version. I should have kept track of how much time they were. But it's like I really love how these vehicles look. I think they look sick as hell. But I'm like, man, just having slide only as this thing's main stat may not pertain too well in the grand scheme of like a high octane racing game. However, I could be wrong, especially when you get in like the twisty, windy maps, probably later on into the game. But these vehicles do look really sick. And then for your different view models, you have one that's slightly far away, and then one that's right up, like POV. I do wish there was more. I wish there was one that was close up. I think it would be nice if you had one that was like fairly close up to the screen. However, it's not really like any sort of deal breaker. That's just a little feedback. I'm personally a big sucker for up close camera angles for racing games. I like being able to see the car better. Finish. Also, I may do another Perfect Dark stream maybe this week. Now that my schedule's been flipped around, I'll have to see. Because I'll probably try to stream tomorrow too. But originally I had off tomorrow, but that's not the case anymore. Oh, shit, this car's very fast. Let's check this one out. Big Blood Falcon, oh yeah. Shit, I keep meaning to press the boost. But yeah, this game's so sick. I really like it. For somebody who doesn't even really care too much for F-Zero racers, like, this is just fantastic. It feels so responsive. Everything feels really nice. Everything feels polished. Oops, I missed. Oh, also something to note as well. My Nintendo Switch 2 camera came in the other stream, and I have it set up now. It's still not at a position that like I want to have it turned on, but I tested it. I was messing around with it. It looks really good. I was really surprised. I only spent $10 for it, brand new. So if you can get it for like that cheap, I fully recommend it. Plus it comes with a charger as well. No, just the basic one. The Piranha Plant one and the other third-party one actually have really, really bad cameras. Those ones are only 480p, where the official Nintendo Switch 2 camera is actually 1080p. Is this the one that you wanted me to pick? That one is official, was announced by Nintendo. I believe, I can't quite remember. I know that one's like, let's see. Let me check actually. Let's see. Yeah, it's officially licensed by Nintendo, but I don't think it's, yeah, it's developed by HoriPad. So it's licensed by them, but they're not uh developed by them. My partner's favorite in F-Zero is the Samurai Goro. Ooh, I can't remember which one my favorite was. It's been so long since I've sat down and played like a ton of it. Oh no, did I lose? Okay, there we go. I got it back. Yeah, it's impressive how bad the camera is for it, because I didn't know either until I was looking into it. Because I was like, oh, if the other cameras are also on sale, maybe I'll pick up one that's like the Piranha Plant, because I was like, that'd be really cool. But yeah, no, it's 480p, whereas the official one that they released is 1080. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure the Piranha Plant one actually runs at 30 FPS instead of like a more like a higher frame rate. But yeah, GameStop had a wicked deal on them. Normally they're $60, like roughly around that, 54 to 60, and they had them just for $10. I was like, oh fuck, like that's worth it. Hell, the charger in the thing is worth more than the price of it. If I would have known that it came with a charger, I honestly would have bought more. But yeah, the camera's really solid. Actually, I'll show it off. I won't have it turned on, but I'll show it off on the here. But yeah, it's fairly small. The one downside is you cannot remove this normally. It does not pop off. So I have a little bit of an issue with getting it set up. So like obviously my one camera's up here where it's on top of my monitor, and I was thinking of maybe having it like roughly around like this area, but also maybe being used for the controller cam. But it's so hard to kind of find a good spot for it. So right now, while I've got it set up and everything, I just don't have it at a good place. I need to get a longer cord for it, because the cord it comes with is very, very short. Bird, hey, welcome in, Merc. Here you go, Bird. I spent so long last night working on that damn bird. I love him so much. I may not have liked Chapter 5 of Deltarune, but that little lad itself has redeemed that chapter for me. But yeah, $10, because Merc had recommended that camera actually to me. You can actually pet the bird in game too, which is fantastic. But Merc had recommended me to get a Nintendo Switch camera because it was on sale where he was, or where he is. And at the time it wasn't on sale at all, but like holy shit, like $10, like it was such a steal. What have I used now at this point? Let's try this one. The 2 camera, it's bloody good for a price. The best webcam, absolutely not, but for $10, oh yeah, 100%. For like a hand cam or like an extra camera to set up, like that shit's fantastic. Plus, we have a bunch of like first-party Switch games, like Mario Party Jamboree. So now we just have like an easy to set up camera for the Switch. Did you play? Yes, it's not Animal Crossing noises. It's actually the noises they make. Let me. It's wonderful. I love them so much. They go one that's like, and then they're like, yeah. Yeah, it's the birds. It's the birds that make the noise. I don't always have them playing. Currently my idea is I want to have like little interactive pets on the overlay. So I've been going through and animating a bunch of different pre-recorded things. That was chat notification. That'd be such a fun chat notification. But yeah, I want to have them where they can like walk around the screen and stuff like that and interact. So that's what I was working on last night because I love them so much. I was telling my spouse today, I think these little call calls actually rival my love for Pikachu. Because like I really love Pikachu. I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a fuck ton. I literally have multiple hammocks and sections in our house that have nothing but just Pikachu. But like these little goobers, they caught my heart. They stole my heart the second they appeared. Time the vibe code a plug-in. Dude, that would be sick. Like, I shit you not, I'd use it so much. Because like I went through, dude, you know what's annoying? I tried doing a WebM, which is the transparent version of like videos. That's what's literally used for like my screen transitions and shit like that. For some reason, these calls, like, dude, I pulled the sprites and I upscaled them and I got them working like I've got them functioning near perfect to how the game actually has them. They wouldn't render. They'd crash shortcut, or they wouldn't crash, but they'd fail the project every time, every single time on shortcut. So I had to green screen them. So they're actually little green screened goobers right now. I love them. They bring me whimsy and joy. But yeah, it kind of got me thinking too. I was like, man, now that I've done this, I was like, man, maybe I want to do some more of them. I think it'd be cool to have like a Pikachu or like some other little goobers appear on screen too. Because my current plan is, I could probably even, maybe it would actually pull up a video and stuff too, depending. My current plan is to have them be able to walk around and shit like that as well. And then they have a teleport they can do. They'll like dig into the ground and they'll appear at random in Deltarune. So I kind of want to have them do that as well. Spend channel points a pet. Yeah, that'd be sick. I was like, I never thought of that until I was like, fuck, I want these little goobers. I want more of them. I also, as much as I love the sound effects, I was very lenient on how many actually plays because I know it can get annoying after a while for people. Not for me, I could listen to them all day. But I also have it where I can just press a button and it mutes them. So I think that would be it. When I go further into it as well, I want to have it where it's like I can toggle them being muted or not. But I love them so much. They're my favorite. I genuinely think they're my favorite thing to come out of the entirety of like the Undertale or Deltarune designs. And it's so fun too because like you have a little area in the game where you can like interact with the NPCs or like the enemies you've recruited. And there's one that just sits there and he just makes those noise over and over. Versus Burb. Yeah, Burb's winning. Call's winning every time. We got that that poster nice and set up too. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but I've got that other the hand-drawn poster done. Let me pull out the other one. Here we go. You know it's annoying? Not a single goddamn place in this entire city sells the appropriate sized frames. And I don't trust shipping frames at all. Nobody ever ships frames without them being cracked. It's only like, what, an inch or two off on the sides? I think it's like a 28 inch. But yeah, nothing in this city actually had them. But yeah, don't ship frames. An inch or two is fine. Yeah, it's got a white border you can add to it as well to the back, which I think is what I'm gonna do. Where's horse? I demand birthday wishes. Is that all right? We yearn for the horse. It's Monday for you, right, Merc? You work today? So let's see. What else we got here? Do some more Ballistic NG now. This game's very solid. At some point, I'll do like a full... There we go. Yep, I'm pooping on the work clock. Ooh. I think you should be pooping on the toilet instead. I don't think they'll appreciate that happening to the clock. Read Sag. But yeah, once I eventually get that game, like by the full release, I'll definitely be playing a shit ton more of it because holy fuck, that game's so much fun. Why not both? Like the clock filled with beans, the clock filled with shit. You swap this over. BeamFG can be a little funky with whenever it first loads in. I fucking love this little goober. I love him so much. Pretty sure this game's called Ballistic NG. Yep. Let me change one thing real quick. There we go. Oh, there's Mr. Dink. Every day we what? Our flesh becomes more and more broken. The love of a dog is eternal. Fucking hell, that's such a good bit. Douglas. It's been so long since I've actually heard the normal Mr. Dink voice that it's just perplexly. It's just forever fucking Vinny's version. Hey, Blue. Yeah, I caught myself. I started doing that voice. Hey, Douglas. Fucking hell. I think this should be fine. I just want to mess around with the tracks. I'm not too pressed on, like, dealing with hard bots. I kind of just want to check out how they actually play. Yeah, it's fair. I hope you have a good rest of your shift. Hopefully it's not as booty as what you just did on that clock. But yeah, it's good seeing you, my friend. But yeah, I'll probably play. I've tested out some of these maps. Some of these are actually really creative, and then some of them are like, I wouldn't say like just sloppily thrown in, but some of them definitely have like. Also, let me fix something real quick. I just realized the audio is not coming through. Um, some of these are really, really nice and like high quality, and then others are kind of like ported over, where it's like they'll be missing shading and stuff like that. I don't know if the items are supposed to work or not. But yeah, some of these, especially the Mario Kart themed ones, um, aren't like the most polished. There's one for Double Dash that's definitely a little bit crusty.
Event complete.
Let me disable those guys again.
Silver medal awarded.
The content. Yeah, so there's a good selection of the Mario Kart tracks. But I'll quickly show off everything I've picked up. So we got some actual F-Zero karts. Oh my god, this game's so loud. There we go. Got some actual F-Zero karts, which is pretty cool. And we got, you know, the classic. You'll see some of these, they have like actual stats. So you'll be able to see stuff like, it's like, oh, here's all the stats, and then here is like the descriptions and stuff like that. The text here's a little broken. Oh my god, why is all of them broken? What the fuck? But normally you can see text here and everything like that. But when they're kind of just ported in with not too much extra stuff, they'll usually not have any descriptions, and you can't even see the stats, interesting enough. Weird that the stats are like a an actual thing they have to showcase themselves. But like also you can't change the color for some of these. Some of them people go really deep into, and they'll even like make a make similar ones to the, like the in-game ships. At the pod racer, this one's actually really sick. But a bunch of different cool vehicles, and then also ones from Wipeout themselves. To no surprise, the Wipeout ones and the maps were the most downloaded maps on the workshop. Oh wow, do they actually have? Huh. They actually made it that you have to unlock the colors for it. That's actually kind of sick. I didn't know you could do that. They got a ton of colors for this vehicle. Oh my god, they went all out. This is the first time I'm actually looking at that one. Fun little DeLorean. Just got like this little industrial truck too. I love the fact that like they went through, like a lot of modders went through and you know, Minecraft Steve, and kind of like made them like in-game lore almost. Like a lot of these feel like they could be official vehicles. Like they feel like they'd fit right in. Some of them are a little bit too out there, you know, for example, but a lot of these are just so sick. This vehicle's really fucking cool. This one, they actually tweak the stats that I think it's like a negative speed. So what happens is it's constantly on. Like, you're constantly playing at max speed. And if you release the acceleration button, it actually starts going backwards. Maybe this wasn't a good map to pick for this. Uh-oh. And some of them have, if they want to go the extra mile, some of them have the interior POV as well. Most mods you're gonna see do not have any, so they just void it out so you don't see anything, or it uses just the default view model from the default vehicle. But sometimes you'll see them attempt it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it's the one car model where it's like very broken inside, but they're all just really sick. I'd love to see more interior ones, but it's very understandable because it's probably a pain for like something a lot of people don't even interact with. I'm sure most people that play these games would be playing with just this viewpoint. But I'm also not sure if custom vehicles work with VR. I don't know if the VR version of this works with them. But I also picked the slowest race parameters to kind of get a good view of just how these maps look. It was a pretty alright one. Can't complain too much. I kind of liked how simple it was. Ooh, let's try this. Oh yeah, simpleton model. This is probably one of my favorite vehicles. I really like this one. This one's really sick. There's also no interior model for it. But something neat is, depending on how they have it set up, I don't know generally how modding works for this game. But even your startup boost, like when you're holding down the accelerate when it's counting down, there's different parameters for each vehicle. Some of them it's like instantly, some of them like ramps up really quick. Some are all the way in the back, so you have to accelerate for a while. That one bullet one, you actually have to time. Oh, what the hell? You actually have to time the boost because it'll automatically start accelerating the second you tap it. It's a pretty sick one. You don't see too often them utilizing space. It's a little broken. It has you go right into the map itself. There was one that was very, very broken when I was playtesting it that I ended up removing because it was giving me the shits. Like, it would constantly, like, you'd be on the track and it would pull you and put you back onto the track again It's like, what happened? It's like, oh, it's out of bounds. It's like, out of bounds? It's literally the racetrack. But, other than that, most of the maps are fairly polished.
Event
And I'm sure also some of these are meant to have, like, the faster race, categories as well. So that could be why, too. Ooh, let's do this one. I got some of these vehicles as well. Even if these ones don't really feel like they fit the universe, the person that made these have a bunch of vehicles that feel like they actually do fit like the universe of this mod's vehicles. Actually kind of want to check out this. This is one of my favorite patterns for a vehicle. Like the old classic cars with the nice teal and white accents. They're like definitely my favorite designs. But also check this out. They've got interiors. Fucking sick. I love this shit. And I love that they made like BMG or fuck, I keep saying BMG because the NG at the back of this title, Ballistic NG. I'm so glad Ballistic NG has that it's accessible for modding and people can just essentially make whatever they want. There's also whole level editors you can do in-game as well. I don't know if, like, I have to assume stuff supports Blender and everything like that. But if you don't have those options, you do at least have some form of ability to mod in-game.
perfect lap.
But most of these tracks actually work with all the other modes and everything too. This one I really like. I think this one's really solid. Some of these will tell you too if they are from other games as well. So you could have some that come directly from Wipeout or other inspired games. Cool to see some Extreme G maps in here. I don't know how functional that would be. But I'm not sure if there's any F-Zero or things like that. There's like the F-Zero racers, obviously. And then there's some Mario Kart tracks. But I was actually surprised there wasn't as many as I was expecting. Because I always feel like that's the thing that you see most when it comes to mods. Is like, it's like a game could have a very few amount of mods, and then it's somehow somebody's managed to do like a whole Mario conversion. Look at Perfect Dark and GoldenEye, for example. Just like, Perfect Dark's barely got any campaign mods, like, at all. And then out of nowhere, there's just one. Well, there's GoldenEye X, but like, outside of that, there's nothing else really for Perfect Dark. And then it's just like suddenly just an entire Mario conversion mod. It's like, what the hell? Ooh, this is a sick map. I like this one. We gotta go full faithful for this. I get a Minecraft Steve. This is actually, I think, one of the most downloaded maps. Is one of the highest rated. Your model's very tiny, I will say, for Steve. But I would also argue that he is the appropriate size to the vehicles. Also, this game also allows D-pad digital inputs too, which is fantastic. But yeah. Hey, welcome in. Yeah, I'm doing pretty alright. I hope you're doing good today. Can't complain too much. It's a a lot cooler here than it has been the last week, so definitely happy about that. This would be a really fun map for the survival stage. But yeah, doing pretty well. Just ended up going through most of the demos, so now we're just doing some random mods. I'll read that in just 1 second. I saw that pop up. There we go. It's been raining a bit here, but then it gets humid, kind of sucks. Yeah. So what we had was like it was so bad. It was nothing but extreme humidity and 100 Fahrenheit days, and then also dealing with the smoke residue from the Canada fires that were coming out, and it was just hell. It was just really bad. Nowhere near as bad as what they're going through, but like for like secondhand effect, it was very rough. And then yesterday it was pouring so bad. Like it was so windy and it was so rainy. Like I shit you not, it was bad because it was like we're sitting there chilling, and suddenly it just sounds like a massive like storm just brews up. It's like, oh, that sounds like the rain, and it was like, no, it was just wind. I was like, oh fuck. So, and the wind was powerful enough to make our lights flicker. So I was like, well shit, I'll hold off doing any form of streaming stuff that night. But it was really, really nice today, so I can't complain at all. It was very solid. Yeah, agreed. I really, really like when it's raining. Raining's really fun. I really enjoy the pitter patter of rain and everything like that. I don't enjoy lightning. Lightning is just awful. Not a fan of it at all. It's like if it didn't strike and it wasn't so like dangerous, I'd be like, yeah, lightning's cool, but fuck, like I've seen the shit lightning can do. And then also it can just knock out power too. So I'm like, fuck that. I would take like the nastiest rainstorms over like the lightest like lightning storms. That being said, I don't like being out when it's raining. It's such a pain in the ass. Like I carry an umbrella with you, and then there's always going to be random wind that will pick up that will just blow water on you anyway. But yeah, at least today it was very peaceful. Um, like it was sitting at 75 to 80 out, which is really nice because I was doing power washing, so it was very nice. Hopefully it stays that way. Apparently it's supposed to, but who knows. Also, before I continue, I'm gonna refill my drink real quick, so I'll be right back. Hey, appreciate you for the five stream streak. Thank you for that. I'll be right back. I grab some orange juice and then some fruit snacks if I end up wanting any. Okay, let's go into this map. This is personally one of my favorite maps that I've played with mods. It is a really solid. But yeah, I was glad I was able to walk home because, like I was talking about earlier, usually I always walk home from work because I like walking. It's nice exercise. I already walk a shit ton at work anyway, but it saves needing to drive places, and it's just kind of nice. It's just a nice little walk home. But with how bad the smog has been and everything like that, I've just been getting rides and shit to work. You know, like it's not worth it because you'll be out there for like a minute or two, and it's like suddenly like your throat's like irritated from the smoke, and like your eyes burn, shit like that. Just not a good time. So, I gladly just take trips to work instead. Because some days what I like to do is I like to go swim in our pool after I get off work. Just be nice little cool off, especially the days that I'm working outside. Like go get a quick rinse in the shower and then head over to the pools. But I was like, man, this is normally my day I go, but I was like, fuck that, it's bad. It's the smoke's too bad. I was actually surprised. I'll read that comment in a second. I was actually surprised that the rain wasn't worse off, because like we're having such bad like smoke and shit like that, like secondhand smoke. That was almost like, it's like, I wonder if the rain's going to drop this like soot from the smoke particles and shit on the ground, but no, it didn't seem like it really did. So that's nice, because I was like, man, our car is gonna be so nasty. It's gonna need like a full clean, you know, full detailing and shit like that. But no, I was surprised. See, I was supposed to play with Brandon today, but something came up, so due tomorrow. Okay. Brandon wanted me to join in his little cradle tournament, but I never signed up for it. Arizona doesn't usually doesn't cool down until September. Yeah, I bet. For here, it depends. Because sometimes it can go from like really nice. It'll be very like be very cool, and then one day it's like fucking blisteringly hot. Next day's fairly cold. Usually by the time ours starts cooling down is around September. What the fuck? That was an instant nuke. Holy shit. Maybe the butterfly's in its name. That thing had like 1 health. But with where I've lived, holy shit, you get no health. Oh my god. This is a brutal car. That is nutty that there's an unlock tied to this vehicle for beating this on the hardest. You get 2 health. Holy shit. But usually our heat starts ramping up in about... Yeah, I'm not playing with this vehicle. That one's rough to do. Oh, what a pick. Let's do this one. I don't think I've played with this vehicle. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Tennessee. But yeah, usually ours ramps up around like April to May, and then during like the end of May through August back then, that's when it would be really ramped up. And then like these surrounding months, we'd normally be seeing 110. Been fortunate so far. It's just been sitting at flat 100s at most. However, it's way more sporadic. It'll be 100 to yesterday, and then 80 today, and then 100 tomorrow, and then 60 the next day. Our springs, though, last 2 years have actually been brutal, because normally the springs are like very, very distinguished. Usually it's fairly cool. It'll be like 50 to 70 that you'll see, and a little humid. But it's like a very good, clear distinction between the seasons. Where I shit you not, spring went from completely like ice cold winter, snowing, blizzard, shit like that, to like 80 degrees. And it would literally, we literally would have where one day it was sitting at 85. Mind you, this is in like what, April, I'd say? April, May, maybe? I wouldn't say it would be May, but like in April, it would be like 80 some degrees one day. And then the next day, it's down to 20 and it's snowing.
Event complete.
Like, the springs have just been insane for like no reason. Go with this vehicle again. I kind of like playing with this one. So it was just rough. And then, funny enough, summer, we've been having a ton of rain. We barely had anything for spring. We had snow. We didn't have rain. But we're getting a bunch of rain now, and it's all been kind of fairly solid. It's been kind of sitting at like usually 90 degrees. This map, I think, is a bit broken. I think there's a little bit of crust with this map when you go to land. Oh, shit. But this is a really cool map. I like how this one's designed. I love how creative people get with these. You see some very basic maps, but they're, like, few and far between, which I think is very impressive. At one point in my life, I was thinking of moving down to Virginia. Ooh. I was thinking of moving down to Virginia, but it ended up not fully happening. Virginia seems like a fairly alright place. Pennsylvania's got some very brutal seasons, though. It's always very humid there, and very hot and sticky during the summer, and in winter time it's like everything's just completely iced over, because Pennsylvania doesn't take care of the roads whatsoever. They're really bad. Oh shit, that's a recharge station. They're really bad at taking care of the roads, like to a point that if there's ever any damage on the road, they do what we call quilting, which they'll just quilt essentially a little patch onto the road that doesn't really fix anything besides just making the road look more ugly. And the way they do the roads in Pennsylvania is normally you want to have your water residue from rain or storms go off to the sides. Normally you kind of want to have like a little what's it called, arc to your road. You want the center to be the peak point in it, because any road or any rain residue will bounce right off of it and go to the side. And then that's usually when you can have like a little sidewalk ditch or like a drain or something like that. Pennsylvania, it's opposite. It actually goes in like this, so it's a decline. So the roads actually get worse because of the fact that there is constant rain on the roads. And then on the sides as well, they don't have anything that kind of dips, so the water pools into the road too, on top of the road water. Just wild. If you're ever there, My favorite thing to point out is having people check out the state borders. So if you're bordering into, like, let's say Maryland, look at the border and then look at the roads. It's a complete 180. Because like everywhere else, they take care of the roads. Whereas Pennsylvania, they just don't. So you'll go in and you have this nice looking road. It's so solid looking. It looks, road-like. Looks clean. It looks like rain doesn't, like, destroy it. Ooh, that's a little... that's not the greatest way to do a recharge station. And it'll just look very solid. It'll just look like a standard road. And then you'll hit 2 feet into Pennsylvania, and it's immediately looks like a quilt. Half the roads don't even have lines on them. Hell, when I was growing up, they still had some roads that were dirt. They had dirt roads, gravel roads. There's just no effort into their shit. And then also, what was nutty, I don't know how it is now, but they actually didn't have many road signs. You would look at a road and be like, okay, where am I at? And it's like, fuck if I know. There's no road signs. Once you got into some areas, they had road signs, but it was a basis of, I guess, whoever decided to work on that road, if they wanted to add a road sign or not. So they even had some, like, bigger roads too that just didn't have anything. They have names for them. All the roads have names. You could see it on your map. Back when they had paper maps, you'd be able to see them when you pulled them out. But if you weren't paying attention to what roads you were traveling on, you're kind of just shit out of luck. I gotta go end up talking with Brandon. I'm gonna play with him for a bit. Keep you tabbed. Oh, hell yeah. Hopefully you have a fun time with him. And help train him for his tournament. But yeah, the Pennsylvania roads are just terrible. It's so funny too, because they got some pretty nasty taxes there. So it's like, where the fuck is all this money going? Harrisburg looks beautiful though, where all the politicians are. Of course, that one looks really nice. But the rest of Pennsylvania, just pretty poopy. Surprisingly, his session's been smooth lately. Ooh, actually, cool. That's actually really sick because the way his house is set up is, I think his router is actually in his brother's room. So you have multiple doors between the Wi-Fi, and then his computer's not connected to Ethernet at all. He actually uses 2 computers. He's got a laptop, and then he's got a computer. And one of them is Windows 10 and Windows 8. But I think he uses the worst laptop, or the worst computer, for playing the game. He probably would have a solid time if he was playing with his computer. I don't know why he doesn't do that. He makes mods with the computer, and then he, I think, streams with the computer. But I don't know. Brandon is like that scene in SpongeBob where he's like, the inner mechanisms of my mind is an enigma, and it just like spilled milk. That's Brandon. He comes up with his own ideas. But yeah, it's cool hearing that his stuff's been actually fairly smooth. Like having the combo of the RAM limit and his internet is definitely a rough combo. Oh yeah, it's bad. I feel bad for him because he's just trying to have a fun time, but shoo, his lag for his computer or his laptop. I don't know what he uses, but yeah, it's definitely rough. Like you get a match with like him and Brandon, and then somebody who may have like farther away connectivity, and it's just like GG. It's a rough time. I recommended him some places to check out on getting laptop upgrades though, so hopefully he may be able to find something there. It's been unplayable lately when we play with TH. Yeah. There's sometimes where I'll have to mute the stream because it'll just sound so crusty. You know, something I think should actually be done? I think there should be a list made for the custom maps that are like documented if they run poorly on like older hardware. I think that'd be a nice little thing to have noted. So it's like if you're playing with Brandon and you have his computer issues, you can be like, oh, okay, I know like these maps won't run well. I know TH knows because TH plays a lot of it, but like for somebody like us who don't play GoldenEye too much, it would definitely be nice to have like a nice little list. Yeah, it's like, okay, it's like these maps work well. They could even be divided into pages too, if anything. Because I know a lot of the bigger maps are definitely like a no-go.
3, 2, 1, go!
What's funny is I was just about to tell Brandon to choose just smaller, at least least demanding maps. Dude, every time too, Brandon will be like, what about bottling room? Bottling room is so intensive, it is unreal. It's so funny because it's such a small map, but it's like the way bottling room just is, just like chunks his computer every time. That poor man just wants to have a fun time playing GoldenEye, and his computer's just like, nope. Yeah, bottling room is so crusty. I think it's also crusty on both versions, both the big community mod versions. Because both Axes and Rex bottling rooms are actually completely different. There's some extra geometry in, I think, Axes. I think one of them have like custom made stuff for it. But I can't remember if both versions have issues or not. I remember when we would play AQZ, there would be. I remember when we did Statue with just 2 players, and that was, yeah, it's brutal. Statue's rough. Especially get like 4 players for Statue. Ooh, it's real bad. Statue's actually really fun in GoldenEye XBLA. That was actually a very solid map. I'm glad they included it. Or no, I don't think they included it. I think Rec included it with the community patch for his version, I think. But yeah, I try to pop in for games every now and then, but GoldenEye's just generally not too much of my thing. It's definitely really fun, but like I put so much time into that game last year, doing all kinds of different stuff for the mods and shit like that. I'm like fuck, I'm burnt out. Like I need a break from the game. But I'm glad that TH keeps the streams alive with the multiplayer and stuff, and getting to showcase all like the custom levels and modes, because Rec does a fantastic job at adding a bunch of fun stuff in. And then X does a fantastic job at keeping the tournament mod updated with fresh new things and fixes and all kinds of stuff. Let's see, how do weapon spawns work between native and Rex mod? I was playing with TH the other day and noticed there's only one golden gun spawn, but then Rex said that's because of the mode called the man with the golden gun. Yeah, so the man with the golden gun is, I don't know if it's at random or if I don't know if it's a designated weapon spawn, but what it will be is there's 7 slots, I believe. There's 7 slots for your weapons. One of them gets randomly taken over with a guaranteed golden gun. So every weapon set would have that randomly placed in. To what extent, I'm not quite sure on. But that's in base game as well, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in base game. But yeah, that's why that's like that. Generally for everything else, Rex mod should be fairly faithful to the original GoldenEye weapon spawns outside of Casino Royale. Casino Royale should be the all weapon spawns are like random. But GoldenEye's is fairly similar to how Perfect Darks is. Outside of Man with the Golden Gun, kind of almost think of it like how the data uplink will have random spawn points in Perfect Dark almost. That's kind of just how that the Golden Gun one works.
Event complete.
So usually G native spawns with 2 per slot. Yeah.
Awarded.
And then if you're modding, you can actually tweak both of those spots in the multiplayer tab too. So it's like, I think it's 7 to 8. I think the only thing that you can't tweak is the armor. The armor is actually like placed into the map. It's always guaranteed. So the only way to actually get rid of that is doing like going into the map itself and then deleting it, or like toggling it that you can it only enables if like a cheat is activated or something like that. Like how Rec has all the stuff in the cheat mod or the cheat menu. But yeah, it's usually 2 weapons per slot. And then obviously the higher up you go, the more powerful the weapon usually is. I can't remember if some stuff has been changed for the classic maps in PD. I think there had been. Like, obviously there's a shield added in Complex. Felicity has a different area for some of the ammo. And I think Temple's fairly the same, I believe.
Perfect lap. Final lap.
I'll read them in just a second. I saw them pop up. But yeah, I believe every map in GoldenEye 2 should have all weapon spawns actually appear. Because Perfect Dark's got a few where not all of them appear, like Warehouse. I always thought that was interesting.
Energy low. Energy critical.
There we go.
Event.
Let's see. Look, you find that rough with the one gold. Oh yeah, gold gun spawn. Yeah. There was one library and I was exploring everywhere until TH said there's only one spawn. Then most of the match we just fought for the gold spawn. Yeah, it can be very chaotic with it. I think there's a few other 007 games that has that too. Like I believe Nightfire has it. I think Agent Under Fire has it too.
3, 2, 1.
But that one can be pretty fun. Golden Gun's very satisfying to get kills with. I had a really fun match the other week. We were playing the Counter-Strike maps, and I was just I got so many kills in a row. I think Rek ended up like putting his controller down until the match ended.
Final lap.
Usually when it comes to the multiplayer, I do a lot better with LTK than the normal health.
Gold medal.
'Cause I never aim for heads. So it's like I'm always missing a lot of extra damage I could be hitting. It was like poor Rek. I just had that map locked down. Those Counter-Strike maps are really fun. You know, we're going the bus.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, I think actually I haven't been picking up any items. I don't know if these custom maps actually drop items or if they're just pure races. I have to check that. I'm like, these look like they'd be items. Items and speed boosts.
Perfect lap.
But I think the last time I played the GoldenEye multiplayer was last month, maybe? TH needed an extra player, and I wanted to throw some support his way, so I booted it up. It's usually for me, I like to just do like a few matches, and then I'll call it there. That way I don't get to a point where I'm like, I've had my peak enjoyment playing without like spending too much time. Because for me, I always feel like if I spend too much time playing a multiplayer game, the fun will start getting replaced with like, not infuriation, but like annoyance, or it's like, oh man, I've been playing for a bit, I should be doing better, or whatever, where it's like, I can just pick up and play and be like, oh yeah, it was a fun time. Let's see, what do we got? I don't know if I've played this map before. Actually, wait, let me check to see if these actually have item spawns. Single race. Oh, it's actually cool that you can make the AI have a roster. That's cool. Ooh, let's do it mixed. Ship respawns, track recovery. Ooh, let's do instant. There's a shit ton of options for this. Okay, there it is. Custom weapon pool. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. Force weapons. Okay, I have that disabled. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Reset. Cheat modifiers. Ow. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what cheats? Oh, it's this. I hit the reset cheat modifier. There we go. I had to be off of that menu to do that. Let's do this map. Let's see. What do we got? You know, fuck it. Pod racing.
Three, two,
This one's sick. They actually set up the cameras for the pod racing POV. Obviously, it's not going to have the bobble physics that these machines have in Star Wars, but I think it's still fantastic that they went above and beyond to add this. That's kind of hard map to see. Oh my god. Ooh, that's really pretty. This map's definitely getting a an A+ in the aesthetic department. This shit looks beautiful. There you go. I'll throw that on. +8 rockets. How many I actually have? Why? I don't think they're gonna be catching up to me now. I wonder what the points are. Maybe it's like how much extra damage you do? I don't know. I don't think I've actually ever seen or paid attention to that. Must it's like a point system. That had like +10 to it. I'm not sure what all that does. Oh, I understand now. The +8 is the absorbing the health. I've not had this enabled before. That's actually really cool. Yeah, this is a sick map. I think this one's awesome. Hard to see. Definitely could use a little boost in lighting. However, I think that was probably one of the coolest maps I've played yet. This shit was sick. This was fantastic. Annapurna. We should show the names of the creators that make these two. That'd be cool. I don't think I've done Caradome. Let's see, what have I not used yet? I've used this car before. I don't really like how this car controls. No pun intended, it controls just like a normal car in a sci-fi racer. Its drifting and acceleration and stuff are not great. That scared the fuck out of me. That was like a flashbang. Jesus Christ. Something I'd love to see is custom arena levels where like your objective is to like destroy other ships. You have a normal thing like that when you there is an actual knockout mode you can do, but it's usually on just normal tracks. It'd be cool to see like a little demolition derby-esque like arena. I don't know how well that'd play. You'd probably need a fairly big map because of just how quickly all the vehicles are. Yeah, this car does not drift well at all. But I think that's also intentional. will say, oh shit, I meant to fire that. I will say for the most part, I'm surprised about how decently balanced almost all the custom content has been. Be interesting to learn if they have only a certain amount of points to work with or something like that.
Silver medal awarded.
Like they're only given 20 stats to put into vehicles or something. I think I've played that map. I think I've done Paradome. This is one of my favorite maps, funny enough. There's literally nothing much going on with this whatsoever. Ah, this is kind of fun to me.
Three, two, one, go!
You go so fast in this map too. I think it's like guaranteed that you're always going extremely fast. I always feel like the stats for everything are significantly higher in here too. I don't know if that's something the map can actually tweak themselves or what. But I had times where it's like I was testing out other vehicles on this. I was like, oh, this is a nice basic map. And like I was having some really, really good turns and shit for vehicles like that car that normally have no real turning ability. I'm like, is it this map doing it? And I think it is. That being said, as funny as it sounds, this is probably one of my favorite maps in this game for the mod support. Really solid. It's fairly short. There's no speed boosts or weapons or anything like that. However, you just go really, really fast. And you can kind of just get into like a zen, just zoning out playing this level. I ended up doing the survival mode. And I think I made it to round 100. I was like, holy shit. Because like honestly, this map isn't really hard, like at all. I'll be fully honest. So it's like, I was less surprised I got up to 100 because it was like, it was challenging. It was just like, oh fuck, I've just been playing it that long.
Event complete.
Yeah, I really love that map. That's a really fun map. Oops. Well, I guess it's so fun I'm playing it again.
3, 2, 1, go!
You know what? I want to quit out of this. Custom race, single race. Let's go to Zen, speaking of. Let's see. Oh, man. Virtual scenery. What is this? Oh, okay. Do this map again. And let's go with the Silver Bolt, the fastest car that I think I have for mods.
3, 2, 1, go!
It's weird sometimes though, because sometimes holy fuck. Sometimes it lets you actually start up the vehicle, and then sometimes you're just kind of stuck. Jesus Christ, going from the one mode to this one, not a smart move. But they put negative stats into this vehicle. You can see it's going backwards. They put negative stats into this vehicle's acceleration, which makes it extremely fast for some reason, but also makes it that you cannot disable the vehicle at all. So you're stuck at Mach speed. Jesus Christ, Mach speed in this map, it really is Mach speed. One of my favorite little details about this game too is when you hit, I think it's, I can't remember which speed it is. Jesus Christ, yeah, that was a shit show. when you hit a certain speed, all the sounds around you start going away. I don't remember where it is. I don't think it's Zen. Let's do Hailbird. But when you hit a certain speed in this game, all the sound effects around you kind of like just start sounding like wind. And it's almost like you're in a Zen mode. Oh, yep, check it out. There we go. I wonder if I could beat him backwards. Oh, there I go, into the sky. Why did it stop my vehicle doing that? Interesting. But when you go Zen, where like you go to a speed that's like Zen, you lose all sound effects around you, so you're literally just like locked in. You're just in the zone. And then when you hit Mach speed, there's actually an explosion that happens. Yeah, I'm trying to press it. It's not doing it. Uh-oh, here we go. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's a wall. Jesus, hell, this vehicle's so fast. There you go. That's fun to mess around with. There we go. I got Mushroom Bridge. We'll show that off a little bit. Yeah, let's go this car. I don't think I played with this one yet for this stream. But as you can see, some of these maps, there's like no, well, clipping, one, and two, no real vertex lighting. So some of these are crusty. Usually the imported maps like this are the ones that fare way worse than the custom handmade maps. But you know what? It is kind of fun, even if it's janky and broken as hell. Just fun to see how tiny these Mario Kart maps actually are in comparison to these. Will you stop shooting me? Oh, fuck. Final lap. I thought I was finished. But yeah, that's a very crusty and broken map, unfortunately. I would love to see more maps from other games like that, but seeing how that map is, there's probably a reason why. You know what, fuck it, I haven't gone the X-Wing yet. We're going X-Wing. Ooh, it's got an interior. It's janky, but it is an interior. Yeah, that butterfly's rough. That thing's got no fucking health at all. It's literally two-shot. It's not even an exaggeration. I don't know what people expected with that. It is a sick, twisted little turn of events to have it where you need to complete a race on the hardest difficulty to get a skin for it. At first I was like, oh, that's really cool. Played with it for 2 seconds, died a second in, and I went, oh fuck. That's why they have it a lock skin. It's to get people to try to do it and realize it's got 2 health. Curious if it's actually got like decent stats at all, for what it's worth. Also, you get thrown around a lot in this map. Holy shit. You know what? Actually, I should be absorbing health. That's my fault for not doing that more. Uh-oh. Ooh, shit. Little double heal there. This map's got you going all over the place. Holy shit. I kind of like it. I feel like this would be a lot better on a slower speed. Give me some extra health there. Nice little 2 bits of health.
Event complete.
It's kind of cool.
No magic.
I think I would have liked it on a smaller map. It was a good, it was a fun little time. I don't know if I've done Kenna Memorial. I've done the Slick Wolf Mobile. So I've played with that one before. Yeah, fucking butterfly. Jesus Christ. The HP -1. That is nutty. Yeah, holy shit. But I love that. I love the fact that people are like, oh yeah, it would be fun to have just a quirky thing. It's like, oh shit, this thing's literally got no health. Why? I don't know, it'd be kind of fun. And they incorporate it into the lore. That shit's really cool. I love that.
3, 2,
Oh yeah, get first person models for these cars too. Nope, goodbye butterfly. I would love to see an entire map filled with the butterfly racers and see how long they last before they're just all dead. I'd say myself included, but I know I'd probably die first. Ooh, actually saved me a bit. But yeah, I'll probably go on for a little longer and then I'll start calling it there. Maybe I'll come back for something later tonight, but I'm not sure. I won't guarantee that. Especially since I do gotta wake up early in the morning again for work. I'm not sure what else I'd play tonight. I honestly could get hooked into more Stardew Valley. That game's so much fun. But I didn't know if people were interested in watching more Dark Souls. I haven't picked that up in I think like 2 weeks. I personally really love Dark Souls 2, but I know it's not something many people like to really watch, I guess. So I wanted to at least have something that was interesting for people that want to watch. There we go.
Gold medal awarded.
Let's see, what else we got here? I don't think I've played this map before. Interesting. It's got no shielding and it cannot start. It cannot boost start. That's really cool. I love, like, I won't reiterate it again, but I love that shit. I love that this game has the capabilities of letting people mess around with stuff like that. That's stuff that you can, the actual main vehicles have as well, where it's like some of them don't have weapons, some of them don't have shields or whatever. Not sure how I feel about this map so far. I like the idea of it. That starting area though is a bit brutal, with how you can kind of just clip through the map. I have to assume sometimes too, if there's maps that are janky, people tried play testing them on one difficulty only. It's kind of like how when you get Guitar Hero mods and shit like that, they've only tested and worked on like the hardest difficulty. That's one thing I wish I could have made mods for, is like Guitar Hero, Clone Hero, Yarg, shit like that. I have no musical prowess whatsoever. I've just never been good at tempo, anything like that. So when it comes to anything regarding that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not good. I tried making a few maps for Clone Hero. I did okay, but by the time I finished it, I was like, holy fuck, this, I would not be able to do another one. Like, it just took way too long, and it wasn't the most accurate. It wasn't to the same quality that you would expect like any other modded maps. But it was kind of fun learning what people have to deal with. It's fucking hell. The editing software that you gotta use for shit like Clone Hero is a pain in the ass. Fuck me, that shit's obnoxious and tedious. Had a little visual clipping. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was an okay map. The idea of it was better than the execution. So that's a wipeout map. Let's try Mega Expressway. I play with that. You know what? I've not actually played with the little go-kart yet. I think I've had it in my mod download for the longest time. I think it's the one I've actually not tested whatsoever.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, I'll go for a little longer and then I'll call it. Even if the stuff like this isn't too many people's interests, I think it's just still fun. I hope for anyone who has like these little games can get like at least a little bit of viewership on these, that get like a sale or two or something, because a lot of these games genuinely deserve people's attention. Shit's so cool. Like Air GPX and Star Racer and shit like that are fantastic little games that I want to pick up at some point. And then ukulele, Super-Yooka Laylee kart. definitely excited for more. I don't know how the full game is yet for it, so I can't really um give any info on it, but I think it'll definitely be pretty cool once it does eventually come out. I am a good ways ahead of them. This game actually has the ability to disable the rubber banding, I believe. But the problem is the rubber banding is both a positive and a negative for you. If vehicles are smoking you, you are not catching up at all.
Final lap.
Like, you will not be able to keep up with them in the slightest. But if you're able to smoke them, they have no chance in hell actually reaching out to you.
Rockets.
This is a fun map. I kind of like these simplistic maps.
Rockets.
My little hot take with gaming mods is I feel like a lot of times mods are made for advanced or like expert players. Like especially look at like Guitar Hero and shit.
Gold medal awarded.
You get a lot of like these things are meant for like the pinnacle of like players. But oftentimes you don't really see any form of stuff for like average players or like people who just want to have something to mess around with. So I appreciate that there is a good mix of like complex maps in this mod list and then also some very just fun casual ones. Also, this is probably one of my favorite modded ships. This should be in the official game. This shit looks fucking cool. But when I was doing modding for GoldenEye and shit like that before I stopped doing it, that was my goal, was to make a nice in-between of like some hard mods that keep people entertained and then mods that were accessible for everyone. Like, yeah, they were basic mods, but still it's fun to have something. I'm not fantastic at the game, so I understand
Event complete.
what makes levels. Holy shit. Holy fuck, they died right at the end. I know what makes mods fun for those who just casually play. I don't think I've played this map yet. You know, I want to do this vehicle again. This is probably one of my favorite modded vehicles.
Welcome to launch games.
3, 2, 1, go!
Holy shit, that little BMW is so tiny compared to the ship. And the piece of fucking cheese.
Autopilot engaged.
Oh, fuck, there's vehicles. Thank you, autopilot. I also have the AI, I think, fairly easy. I think I have it on beginner. Just because I just want to check out these levels. This one is actually really cool. I like this. This is the first time I've seen like an actual kind of Mario Kart-esque obstacle on a course. That's sick. This gets my recommendation. And they're not like bullshit objects too. I tried playing some more Fast Racing Neo, which was the Nintendo Switch exclusive racing game that had launched day one of the Switch. I still don't enjoy it. I don't like it. It's fun, but there's too much going on. You gotta like be color coded. Your car either has to be blue or orange to be able to jump off blue or orange boost pads and shit like that. And there's just obstacles all throughout the maps. The controls are both too floaty and like too rigid for me too. No, I just didn't really enjoy them too much. They look really beautiful. I think they make some of the best looking games on Nintendo consoles. Like, it's genuinely impressive. Like, the one on the Wii looks amazing. The Wii U one looks fucking beautiful. The Switch one looks amazing. And then the Switch 2 one looks amazing too. And I was like, I was so wanting to get it. I was so tempted to get the new Fast Racing game. But I'm like, fuck. There's no Fast Racing games that I have actually beaten. I've gotten gold in some of the Grand Prix. But like, fuck. The second you go into the normal difficulty in those games, GG. Like, if you aren't like good enough to beat the harder ones, you're not going to be good enough to beat the basic normal AI. It's a game that's less about being on your wits, like learning maps as you go, and more like how good is your memory? Because you need to be able to memorize those maps. You actually have to memorize them. It's also very janky too. Your vehicle can just blow up at random. You revive. However, you are like very prone to just randomly blowing up. I think I just watched Minecraft Steve get smoked. There we go. Give me some extra health. I like that this level kind of feels like you're in the survivor mode. There we go. Yeah, it's a fun map. I like that one. That one was very cool. Yeah, let me do a few more, or maybe this will be my last one. We haven't gone the little revolt. No, fuck it. We're putting Neon Cat. This little cart can get some boost. Holy shit. Ooh. This is a pretty solid map. I don't remember if this was a modded map or if this is a official map from like Wipeout or something ported over. But yeah, this is a really cool one. I like this one. This one would probably go on a high recommendation. If I really wanted to, I could probably compile a list as well for there's anyone who'd play this. Like check out the maps and stuff. Yeah, I think this is probably one of my favorite maps in this segment of mods I've done.
Event
There we go.
gold medal.
So yeah, I'll definitely start calling it here. I just figured probably just do like a little small stream. It ended up going for longer than I was expecting. But yeah, a lot of those demos were amazing. Getting to play test that was really cool. So definitely excited to do more in the future. But I will start wrapping it up here. I'll probably do some more Perfect Dark related stuff later this week maybe. So still got one more new update of the randomizer and some more extra little things I haven't shown off fully yet, because I know Mark's been working on a bunch of stuff. So may do that at some point this week. But I do think on that note, I am going to start heading out. I appreciate everyone for tuning in, even if it was just a small little demo stream of just doing random shit. It's still always fun. But I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and y'all take care. See ya.